Om Shanti, Namaste, welcome to another episode of Treasure of Experiences. Past few episodes we understood about different wisdoms, philosophies of the world and many experienced personalities, experiences also. And today again we have Br.Charlie with us in Brahma Kumari's Manmohini Divine Studio to share his experiences as well as to benefit us from his life. So let's welcome Br.Charlie once again and to learn more about wisdom on spirituality. So last episode we learnt about his life, his background and his understandings about different philosophies. And in this episode also we continue understanding his life and services in different parts of the world as well as especially in Australia. So welcome once again, brother.
Thank you so much for Santaben.
Thank you. Since 1975, you are instrumental to set up the Brahma Kumari's branches in Australia. And of course, you are an instrumental to create many Brahma Kumari centers in different parts of the world, different countries you visited. So was that challenging to set up Brahma Kumari's branches in Australia, or was that easy for you?
It was both easy and challenging. I think in one thing, Australian people are very open. I think in some parts of Europe and North America, it's a little bit more difficult.
Yeah.
I think South America, they're very open. It's always, I suppose, a bit challenging starting something from scratch. When I was traveling, I was thinking of going back to Australia and doing some social work and joining a United Nations agency and working in parts of the world which really needed help. Because when I was only in my early 20s seeing the suffering in our world. But when I learned to meditate, and it was such a dramatic change for me to realize just through my thoughts and understanding, I could feel completely different about myself and even my relationships with other people. I really felt that this is something so valuable for people. And so, the centers in Australia have been going for a long time. And as I say, we get people from all backgrounds and all religions. And I think there's a huge affection. We never charge, even for the retreats. Yeah. People just do a donation. And one person said to me recently, we're the only organization in the country who never charges. The Christian organizations, etc., will charge for retreats. And so people love that authenticity. Yeah. And even if they don't sort of follow up and practice, I think they have a feeling that the Brahma Kumaris have that purity, that simplicity, and just offer with love and then don't push anything, and they're happy about that.
Even in India also, this is, I think, only organization who doesn't charge for any of the courses or the programs or retreats.
I think it's true universally.
Universally.
People, and then strangely in this world of suspicion, then people think, why, how can you operate? And when we really tell people that it's, when people get benefit, they want to donate. Yeah. And I've often said in Australia, in our Blue Mountains, for instance, there's a beautiful retreat centre. It's on 130 acres of land. It's World Heritage by UNESCO because it's so beautiful area. And we have a beautiful stone cottage there that was built like the cottages in Europe 200 or 300 years ago, fitted stone. And we have a beautiful teaching room, classroom there. But it's cold in winter. It's freezing. And one man came along and he was so cold, he donated all the heating. Oh. And one man came who had an electrical company and who donated enough light bulbs for the rest for 10 years, So people from their heart, they come, they say, I've taken benefit, I want to give benefit. And to me, that's a natural law of life, When you get benefit, you want to support. And that's how the Brahma Kumaris runs basically on goodwill.
If you charge the money, only that much they will give because they only value for that money whatever they have given.
That's right.
But when you give unlimitedly, selflessly, then they receive that and then they do that kind of service also, which is true. So how many centers you have and how many retreat centers we have in Australia? Of course, I have been all 4 retreat centers, but we want to know a little more about those centers also.
Well, we have about 40 centres around the country.
In all the states?
In all the states of Australia. And we have the 4 retreat centres, 2 near Sydney, 2 near Melbourne. They offer retreats, as we were saying, free every single weekend of the year. And some do 2 retreats every weekend. Post-COVID, we had people on waiting lists because they're so popular. People take a lot of benefit. But I spend a lot of time in Asia as well. And only just last week I was in Vietnam. And we only have 5 or 6 centres in Vietnam, but there's hundreds and hundreds. There was a retreat I had last weekend with 300 Vietnamese, all Vietnamese.
Oh.
And that's a communist country. And people are really, really lovely, you know, the way they are. I was in Hong Kong the weekend before too, and we had a retreat there. And it's lovely, people of all backgrounds, you know, participating. And in Asia, we have a very lovely retreat centre in Kuala Lumpur, in Malaysia. Huge place. Asia Retreat Centre. We have one in the Philippines, which is absolutely beautiful as well. We have a new one outside Tokyo in Japan. We have one in China, up near the Great Wall of China. And all these countries have many centres as well. And all of them just work according to the government and those cultures and countries run. We always give that respect. But at the same time, just offering people the tools for self-realization, inner peace, connection with God.
So you have toured around whole Asia while saying, and you took us also around Asia to different retreat centers, which is very beautiful. So you have very strong foundation of spirituality since childhood. And then when you came to Brahma Kumaris also, as we heard that you came in London to Dadi Janki and Sister Jayanti. So you went through the formal course and the sustenance from the seniors, all those things also. So can you share a little bit about your experiences with Dadi Janki?
Yes, well, Dadi Janki, I think, as everyone knows, only passed away a few years ago. And she was the head of the Brahma Kumaris for the last, I think, 12 years of her life or so, 14. And I was fortunate that really the first BK I ever saw was her, really. I went to this program, and even when I first saw her, her face really fascinated me. And she was really extraordinary because I think when I started in London, it was a very small centre. And she has a passion to support people on their spiritual journey, to really become so strong and really let go and transform my weaknesses and really step into my true self. And her life is a testament to that, you know, because some people on the spiritual journey have a natural easiness, like Dadi Prakashmani, who was the head before her. It was almost so natural for her. But Dadi Janki, I think, like a lot of us, had to face a lot of personal obstacles in herself, and she used her relationship with God. And what she really taught me, that if you love God so deeply, with a true heart, in a natural, real relationship, you can overcome anything. You can overcome every single problem and obstacle in life. Her life was a testament to conquering challenges through love, love for God, really, and rebuilding her own self-respect. And I was really lucky because I went to this little centre in London and I did a meditation course. And then I wanted to come closer, so I moved over the road, literally 30 metres from the centre.
Really?
Yeah. It's Tennyson Road, which was the original centre in London. So I lived over the road, and so every morning we were there for early morning meditation, the Morley, we helped in service. And Daddy, every week she would sit us down and really drill us with, I suppose, what is true spirituality and what's a consciousness that is really true soul consciousness, so that I really, and how to take full responsibility for myself. A true spiritual person doesn't project onto anyone, doesn't blame anybody, but really takes full responsibility for every feeling. And she sort of drummed these sort of ideas because she had this passion, as I said, to make us strong and stable. And often we would drive around the UK. I remember the first time the Brahma Kumaris were invited to Oxford, which is like a world centre of learning at Oxford University. She was invited to give a talk.
In Oxford University?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not sure. It was in a small college. Sister Janki used to drive the car.
Yeah.
Daddy would sit beside her. And because I didn't understand Hindi, Daddy would always talk, and Sister Janki would be translating as she's driving the car.
Yeah.
But all the time she just kept feeding us with sort of understanding and stories and things like that. And so I feel, really, really lucky. And so I was only there really hardly 18 months. And I went to see my parents back in Melbourne. Because for 4 years I'd been away, I'd got involved with this, and I think my parents were wondering what's happening. So I went to see Dadi Janki, and I always remember she just gave such good wishes and said that, if you feel, I was only so new myself, but she said, if you feel comfortable, you can start something there. And so we did, we started something there. But I think what I always felt, she had benevolent feelings. Her vision was always positive. And I think when someone is always seeing your good, you feel uplifted. And so that's why she was such a great teacher in a sense, because she was strict sometimes. She would, pull ears, but she was trying. You always knew that it was with her pure intent that you grow and you transform.
Real balanced personality.
Yeah. So I really feel, right up until, a few years ago, I really had a very strong connection with her, and she was always, so many interesting experiences I had with her over the years.
So I remember Dadi saying many times about you and few more brothers from West who are really very strong with spirituality and deep understanding and teaching the same to others. Like Indian context, it is like Pandavas, all of you are very strong, very like Bhim or Arjun. All the qualities Dadi also has seen in you all. And of course, all of us also learn the love, care what you are having in you, and you extend to everyone, the family. So it's really lovely. Being in this Western costume, did you ever feel difficult to be with the language or Hindi or Indians? Was it difficult?
No, I don't think so.
Spirituality makes everything easy.
I think so.
Yeah.
I loved coming to India. I loved coming to Madhaban. And, I suppose that if you really go deep, I've had so many lifetimes here.
Yeah.
But I must admit, I feel comfortable everywhere. I really love people, and I love diversity. I love the different. But coming to India is really inspiring. It's really lovely. I've never felt different. All cultures are different, but I think that there's a sort of a spiritual culture, which is the culture of giving love and giving respect, which I feel all cultures are different. And I remember reading a book some years ago. It was called The Clash of Civilizations, very famous book from a Harvard professor.
Okay.
And he sort of said that there's probably 11 main cultures in the world, like the Chinese, the Indian, the South European, the sort of Slavic, Russian, the
Greek.
No, Greek was more European, I would say, African, etc. And he said that the way everyone is brought up and their value systems, when they look through their value systems, other cultures look uneducated and inferior, basically. Each culture is brought up with their arrogance that we're the best. It's quite deep in all cultures, except for one, he said. And I always had this dream that humanity could step beyond that superficiality, because we're one family. We're really one family. And it's something which I really love about the Brahma Kumaris, that people of every corner of the world, every religious, ethnic background come together like a family. And I feel we're a family of souls, but I feel that with the whole world as well. We're one family. The more we hold on to the ego of, our language, our culture, our religion, it creates, look at the world, that's what's happening. Because it's so indoctrinated in our thinking, I'm right and you're wrong. And that's what I love about spirituality. It breaks down these superficial barriers. We're a family of souls in every culture. I've spent a lot of time in South America, in Africa, all throughout Asia, mostly, China and Vietnam and all these sort of countries, Indonesia. And every place has so much beauty. And it's really an incredible world, really. And in that context, God is the mother of all human souls. So that's the vision of spirituality, I think, rather than, not my way and your way. But and even, if someone thinks differently to me, that's fine. If someone disagrees with these ideas, I say you have every right to. It's no problem whatsoever. I'm not saying that you should adopt it. It suits me. It makes sense to me. But what you do and how you live your life is totally up to you.
So you're like practical example of spirituality.
Trying.
We can see that in your personality, in your being, basically. So nice to hear your experiences. I'm sure the viewers got a lot of benefit from your understanding of spirituality as well as your experiences, because the experiences may not be the experience of mine all the time, but I can learn from others' experience, which makes me experienced also.
That's right.
So today we understood a lot about you and how Brother Charlie become like that. Thank you for...
Thank you so much for Santa Ben. Lovely to be with you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for your time and coming over here in Hyderabad and spending your time and spreading that fragrance of love and happiness all the time. And everyone loves your presence and want to be in your company.
Thank you.
So thank you. So maybe next time when you visit, we will understand more deeper about your understanding also. So viewers, you have seen and taken that flavor of wisdom from Brother Charlie. So we thank from the bottom of our hearts to Brother Charlie and his time in Hyderabad. So keep watching our episodes of Treasure of Experiences and learn more and more and make your life also peaceful and happy. So if you like this episode and you think that this will benefit your friends and family, you can share this episode to everyone. You can subscribe to Shanti Sarovar Hyderabad YouTube channel also. And thank you for your time also. Enjoy your rest of your life. All the success for you. Thank you. Om Shanti, brother.
Thank you for Santa Ben.
Thank you.